Hey Excel, it's Noah here again with a little more bike stuff. So last time I brought you through the bike ABCs, air, brakes, and chain, and what to look for before you go on each ride. And today I'm going to focus a little more on air because I actually just realized I'm getting ready for another bike ride, and I realized one of my tires had no air in it, meaning there's got to be a hole somewhere, it's got to be losing air, so let's figure out why it is and what we need to do. So to do that, first thing is you got to get inner tube out of the tire. I did that already before I thought about recording this video, but it's a really easy process. You just kind of pop the side of the tire out. You'll see the inner tube in there, and just pull it all out, and you'll have an inner tube here. So then it's just finding the hole. Obvious next step is to put air in it if you're not missing any, because once you get the air in there, it's going to have pressure and want to push out somewhere, and that's going to be the hole you find. So you get a little air in there. Look for any obvious leaks. If it's a big enough one, you start hearing it pushing the air out. I don't hear anything. I don't see anything noticeable right now. So the next step, you get a little bucket of water and you just put little bits of the inner tube in at a time and see if any bubbles are coming out. And you just slowly move the tube so the different parts come in, looking for any bubbles. And once you find one, it'll be obvious. You'll see bubbles coming up. Found it, and I know exactly what happened. Unfortunately, this one was my fault. But let me show you what I mean when you see bubbles. I got my bucket here. I'm gonna go ahead and put the tube in, see if I can do this one-handed. See the bubbles coming up right there by that orange ring. That means that's where the air's coming out. Unfortunately, if you're wondering what that orange ring is, that's a patch that I put on, and that tells me that I did not put the patch on well. So I have two options here. I can try to patch over the patch, which I really don't like that idea, or I can put a new inner tube on. All right, so with seeing that, I think that tube is a goner. I can try to put a patch on top of a patch, but I don't expect that to hold too well, and I'd rather not waste another patch. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a new tube on. If though you are in a place, unlike me in this weird instance, where you need to put a patch on, they sell patch kits. I've got a lot. So this is one right here. And they've got instructions in them that are really clear on how you do it. And basically, you clean off the spot, rub it with, just get it nice and clean, let it dry all the way. Apply a little bit of glue onto it, let that glue dry, and then take your patch and just lay the patch on top, add air, and you're done. The other side of putting a new tube on, also to show you what I didn't get to show you at the beginning of it's the backward approach of taking it out. So, for putting it on, first thing is you want to put a little bit of air in the tire, or in the tube. You don't want to fill it up all the way, but just a little bit, so then it has a shape to it. It's not just flopping around like this one is. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's probably plenty. And you get your wheel and tire. So it's always good to have the wheel or the tire half on the wheel like this. Then it's just ready to go. It makes it a little less of a process after you do it. So when you take the tire off, I always leave take the inner tube out, I always leave half the tire on like this, so it's just the other half is flopping about. So when you do that, I'm going to scan through the wheel here, the inside, and look for, there's a little hole. That's where this little valve goes. So you go ahead and put that in. So you put the tube inside the tire, push it over, and push that little valve inside that hole and through. Pull it all the way out. And there you have it, all the way through. Okay, so once you have that set up, then you're just kind of putting the inner tube. This is why we put air in it before, it's got a little bit of shape to it. Then you're just kind of stuffing it inside the tire. You want to make sure you don't have it creased or pinched in any funny way, but it actually holds to the shape of the tire. Then the next step is to put this size, called the bead of the tire, put it back inside the wheel. Push it in, and you push it around and around to do that. One thing, so you can see the tube sticking out here, you want to make sure that you don't pinch it when you do that and you get it all the way in this part of the tire. Because if you pinch it, then when you try to put air in it, I've done this before, the tire will explode, or the inner tube will explode. I've done it while I was pumping and my ear was about this close to the tire and it exploded. My ears were ringing for hours. So, you want to make sure you're not pinching it as you're doing it. This part just requires a little bit of patience. So there I could feel the inner tube as I did that, so I pushed it up before I pushed the tire next. And now I've got it all the way around. So now the next step is just simply adding air into it. And then you're ready to go. All right, so I've got it at the pressure that I know I want it at. Like I said, don't have to do all that. If it feels right. It has good air in it. Feels good. I just put it back on the bike and you're ready to go. So that's it. That's how you change a inner tube on a bike. That's how you check it, change it, be ready to go. Enjoy. Hope you guys are having a good time.